Hello and welcome to the WhoTubia podcast. My name's Jon Gransden and I'm here with...
Christopher Thomson.
And Sam Dimitrijevic.
Who is our special guest, who is replacing the scheduled Jamie Carroll because...
My laptop decided to meet the usual requirement of most Windows products and crash. Very unexpectedly, causing a lot of anger and a lot of rage and violence soon after.
It's a typical
And
Windows
do you know what?
machine.
Do you know what? I just finished editing the podcast literally as
Oh.
it speak. I actually had saved out the long version, and then and then I went to go and save the cut down one for iTunes, and it just screwed up. It just went dead. Laptop just went, and there was no way of reactivating it, so everything was lost. I expect the same thing tomorrow.
So I just laughed instead. Well, we're all on PC, so let's hope that that doesn't befall us all. Shall we get on with the podcast? Oh, by the way, if you have not seen the episode, but given that this is the end of the week now, you probably have, stop listening because we're going to give away spoilers from Day of the Moon.
Now, I take it we've all watched it. Well, we all must have watched it a good couple of times.
I've only watched it once and my memory's
watched
pretty bad.
Well, we'll probably remind you.
Yes.
Because apparently I'm not a fan, but yet I have watched it 3 times.
Yeah, he's becoming more of a fan than I am.
Well, that's the thing about these podcasts. It's the transformation of not in transformation. It's like trying to take me back to when I was a fan.
So you must watch every episode until your eyes bleed.
It's
so you know
honestly,
every
I honestly
line.
expect there's a fob watch lying around somewhere that I'll just open, and then everything will just come back, and I'll end up running around into an airing cupboard, and stepping out again, pretending the TARDIS got bigger.
Okay, so the story opens with 3 months later.
3 months later, and they're all running away.
That threw me a little bit when I first watched it, because I was expecting it to
Same.
continue straight after Amy shot the kid, and
I
it threw
wish
me.
it did. I wish
I
it
do.
did. Because that will be a nice resemblance of like the classic ones, which immediately followed.
But Moffat's got this thing about he just wants everything to be different the next week, doesn't he? He doesn't like them standing there for a week waiting for something to happen.
Well, they're not technically standing there for a week. We are sitting.
Oh, well...
This is television. How stupid does he think the population are?
Well,
He doesn't really think that the Doctor's standing there with Amy and an astronaut with a bullet in mid-air, do you?
Well, no.
This is like a stasis on the whole week.
But you've got to remember that he is writing for the general public of X Factor, Britain's Got Talent fans, you know, people who demand more Big Brother. So I think he's got quite a good idea of the population's general IQ.
So 3 months later, they're all running away, and I like the sequence in the fact that the whole sort of twist of they're not actually dead, they weren't shot down, and the TARDIS happens to be invisible inside this great big prison they invent with technology far advanced for the 60s, but never mind, this is Doctor Who, any crap can happen.
That also seemed a little bit odd. It seemed like they're building up this... It seemed a bit like the Master's plan in Time Flight, where he did this massive sort of smoke screen for no reason.
Yeah.
I think, as well, we're starting to see a trend in Moffat's writing. He likes to put the Doctor in a box that he can't escape from.
Yeah, I saw
And
the
then
parallels on that.
But I like the whole sequence, how it all sort of realised they're not dead, they are still alive. Because I was sort of thinking, you've killed the Doctor in the first 10 minutes of the first episode. Now you've killed Amy, Rory, and Rivers committed suicide
In the first 10 minutes of this one. That's
Yes.
a good start to a new series.
Yes. So yeah, that's technically like playing with fire in terms of the job. That's literally like walking past your boss's car and saying it's crap.
To his face.
Yes.
And then commenting on his wife inside, going, "Yep, I'd tap that."
I'm never doing that again.
Oh, that was fantastic. So, yes, back to the Day of the Moon. I like the fact that, as I said, that fact about it, but what I didn't like was the 3 months later bit. I can't see, I'm still trying to work out, why have they gone into hiding and running away from a government that the president is proudly allowing help.
Yeah.
Why are they running away?
I've got a feeling that might be explained in a later story.
I hope it does. I hope, like, we find out that the silence did something to Amy, and not in that way, Sam. But also, I reckon the Doctor quickly put together a plan and was realised, like, he needs a box that he can hide things in, and radio signals and that. He kind of thinks, I might need an alien box or something. So he devises this plan and manages to get... And then over the course of the 3 months, he gets built inside it, and so he's got a place to hide the TARDIS and the silence when it turns up later on, as well as he sends Amy, Rory, and River off and goes, right, I think I'm not positive, but I think we're fighting aliens that we forget. So what you need to do is every time you see, hopefully you'll see them, you draw a line on you and do tallies, and then in 3 months' time we'll all meet up. And we'll find out how many there are of them.
This isn't a McDonald's Monopoly game. Why go and send them off? Right, everyone go and collect as many as you can.
Well, also, Stephen Moffat's got to burn up 200 years in the next 12 episodes. We hope, so that when we get to the end of the series, we find out how on earth they're going to get out of killing the Doctor. And I don't really want to sit around for another 200 series. Before I find out.
That's true, yes. But
so, yeah, I think that's everything that happened there. But let's talk about River jumping off the building.
I liked that.
I like when she fell off. I didn't like when she landed.
I like the fact that she falls back and it's like, oh, that's clever. Then you get that terrible slow motion shot of her falling from above. I was like, ooh, not as good as Dumbledore. And then that stupid slapstick moment where she falls into the swimming pool. It causes a massive splash draft. She's not that fat. Apart from her, she's not flipping that. She's not that woman from Shallow Hal. She's not massive but invisible to our eyes, because the splashback goes all the way up from the swimming pool back up through the TARDIS doors,
and nothing gets wet.
Well, maybe the Doctor reconfigured the TARDIS so that the swimming pool.
Stop defending Moffat.
You fan.
I'd sooner defend Moffat than I'd defend Russell T Davies.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Moffat did write some crackers, I must admit, including, in my opinion, this one. Let's find out why.
Nice little intro there.
Check out my segues today. I'm on fire.
Okay. Right. So after this thing, it says about using Neil Armstrong's foot. Now, I think I must be one of the most intelligent people to have watched it. One of them, because I'm assuming you two both are. I don't know about you, John. Actually, I reconsider that point. Decided to think, does he really mean Neil Armstrong's foot? No, it's the step on the moon. I knew that straight away. My parents looked at me as if Chris, explain. What's he going to use the foot for? You stupid people.
No, I'm caught up in the moment so much at that point. I always go, it's Neil Armstrong's foot. And I just go, what does he mean? Is he going to saw off his foot? Is he going to use the footprint on the moon? Is he going to make a cast of the footprint? And that's what I first of all thought.
For those who can't see, I've got my head in my hands now.
I think I was too busy looking at Amy's cleavage.
Yeah, that was interesting.
You can't see it in that shot. I've seen the episode enough times to tell you when you can and can't. I'm going to stop that sentence.
I'm so lonely.
I might be sad and lonely, but I'm not that
I've already said in the previous podcast that Amy's involvement in the series really entices the male viewers. Without her, I don't think. To be honest, she's the only decent-looking companion there's been since the classic series.
I'm going to be honest there. I prefer Riversong to Amy.
I tell you what, when Amy first started, I didn't think she was that good looking. But I tell you what, this year she's definitely doing it for me.
To be honest, she started in a kissogram outfit, and people complained. What is wrong with you freaks?
Exactly, but I just didn't think she was that sexy to me. She really wasn't doing anything. But now I think, yep, totally. Once again, I'd tap that.
Has it gone from a different sort of two ends of a spectrum in terms of the attractiveness of the companion to the Doctor? Because Tennant was apparently a very good-looking man, and his companions weren't anything to look at. But now you've jumped straight to Matt Smith, and it's just like the opposite end of the spectrum. It's honestly, for the first impression that most people thought of Matt Smith, and I shamefully laughed at it, but everyone compared him to the Elephant Man.
I heard it Frankenstein. Frankenstein's
First
monster,
bit, well, I actually shouted saying, "I am not an animal. I'm not a man. I'm a time lord."
Oh God.
You've misquoted the Elephant Man there.
I had to readjust it, to be fair.
No, I am not an animal. I'm a human being.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Yes.
But
Okay.
But in this case,
See,
I'm a time lord.
okay, so you have the problem with the hologram, don't you, Chris?
Sorry? Oh, yes. I pointed out with the hologram, you know the hologram bit where they go and say with Canton, look behind you, and then you adjust the tie. Very interesting point. A very interesting point I thought of was, if a digital copy of the silence acts in exactly the same way, and you can't remember them without looking away, why don't you get a piece of paper and sketch a drawing of it?
Because that would mean you'd have to look down at the paper, and then you'd forget what you're drawing.
You still, in a way, got your peripheral vision.
No, it's kind of odd, because remember Matt Smith says whenever you see something in the corner of your eye, that kind of...
Oh, don't...
Also, he says the line of dialogue.
All right then. Why don't you just grab
information?
Grab one and throw it.
Information about these creatures wipes itself in time as well.
So eventually you're like, look at all these... what are these drawings?
What are they?
Because Jesus, I'd be useless in that situation. There'd be stick men.
No, maybe that's it. Maybe all the pictures of Slender Man are actually pictures of the silent.
Oh, that's good. Oh. Also, there's that painting of the screen.
Yes, I remember hearing that theory online.
Someone said, my mum mentioned that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. As an art student, I should have picked up that one sooner. But yeah, they really are quite like that. And I was like, ooh. Except we haven't seen the silence holding their hands up to their face and going, "Oh no!" in a really camp way.
God, my beard's itching me really badly.
Do you know one thing though? You know the 3 months that they've been hiding away, running away, being locked in a box and all that.
Yeah.
Instantly, they come up with a better idea than drawing on themselves. And I'm thinking, if you did that 3 months ago, surely you would have solved this by now.
I think there's partly something to do with, once again, they did the box, and also it's a setup for later on in the orphanage.
What else was there in the bit when she walks in the room and then suddenly notices all the silence above her?
That was creepy.
That was very creepy.
I loved the whole thing where she looks in the mirror and then suddenly sees the reflection, and it's
and then you just see them go all around her face, just like keep.
I love that. I don't like seeing them on the ceiling.
No,
because
that
it's
looks
suddenly
too composited.
Yeah, and it also takes away part of it. I think they're sort of so creepy. It'd be more interesting to see them kind of like fading in and out of shadows or something. I don't know, but I thought they were just like, that's a bit more cliche alien, isn't it? We've had aliens that sleep on the ceiling. That's a bit too boring. So I was a bit disappointed in that, but what can you do? It's Doctor Who. That's bound to be scary for people who don't like bats or children. They'll never look at the ceiling again. So it's a two-sided coin. They sorted the gun problem this week, didn't they?
They actually had a gun that worked. Because
Canton's gun fires sparks.
It actually fires sparks, but you shoot the silence down, whereas River's revolver didn't even rotate, the barrel didn't rotate, and it was just basically the equivalent. She might as well just held the revolver out and just said bang, bang, because it was about as useful as the fact it wasn't even firing anything. There was no flash, nothing.
And she shoots 7 bullets when a revolver only carries 6.
I'd inform you of that. What most modern revolvers are 8-shot.
But is that a modern revolver?
I'm not sure. It could be modified.